everyone, my name is Jerk, and this is the big show. How's everybody doing? I sure hope your 2023 has gotten off on the right foot. I know over here in sunny Los Angeles, things are going alright, but we are in the midst of monsoon season, and I doubt the microphone will be picking it up in the studio, but we are being drenched as I speak, and that's got me thinking of the old country. And speaking of the old country, that's going to bring us to today's guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming out the premium Tier 5 British battleship, the grand old lady herself. Give it up for Warspite. Warspite, the brand new Tier 5 British battleship. 3 years ago? And we're just having them on now? Why? Well, folks, it seems this ship has actually been in the game for 3 years, so why haven't we had them on then? Well, because this is actually my very first game in this ship. This is one that I pulled out of one of the mini crates that we were giving out a few weeks ago, and while I had Warspite B for a while, I haven't really played it all that much either because I prefer to leave the low and mid tiers to those that are still learning the game, in spite of the fact that it seems Legendary tier is where most players prefer to learn. So, Tier 5. Kind of an interesting blend between a mix of new players and veteran players looking for a place to relax. And as such, you never know what skill level you're going to run into here. Might be someone with only 5,000 matches, or it might be someone with 5,000 matches in a single ship. But as it were, this is my first trip out, and when I'm rolling out, you know I need a party posse. And today, that is Andy Stunningham, Kedrov, and Madden 23. It's in the game. So what do you need to know about this ship? Well, aside from it having a fascinating historical story to tell, relax. I know you're not here to learn, so there won't be any tests. You're here to see ships blow up, and that is something Warspite exceeds at doing, because it has tig ol' 15-inch guns at Tier 5, very good accuracy, and it can turn on a dime. And those are really the big selling points of this ship. You put those together with a little experience, and this ship gets a little bit into Seal Clubber territory. I wouldn't say it's as egregious as, say, the Giulio Cesare, the California, or the Hyuga, but as for a mid-tier premium battleship, this is pretty darn good. And I would also say it is a mid-tier premium battleship that is perfectly fine playing Han Solo, and if that sounds like something you might love, then the grand old lady might just say back to you, I know. So taking a look at this game, what do we have? Well, we have center spawn in an accurate battleship, which sounds like heaven on earth, and it was right until our destroyer got themselves sunk at about the 2-minute mark. Now you see what I mean about a mix of skills. By Legendary tier, many destroyer players can have enough skill to last 3 minutes. So knowing that I am a juicy target for that Gaida that spawn center, I need to utilize islands to force them into getting closer to me, or at the very least dictate which directions they can even send their torps at me from. And that is why I have this island off to my starboard side. I'm going to use it for cover to not give up the center, but also be able to reposition while maintaining crossfires on the A and C caps. Now you might be wondering, Jerk, how do you know that the Gaida is still here? They could have gone over to one of the other caps to support their team, to which I say, if you have been paying attention, you will have noticed that I have not been getting spotted by them, which would happen if they were crossing over to either of the flank caps, and that leads me to believe that they are directly on the other side of this island that is in front of me. And this is just about 100% confirmed when I drop spot right there. And this is when I reposition for the destroyer to go for the YOLO, because that is what destroyers do. So I am just going to move up here, and I'm going to get myself into a pre-kited position, and I should be able to spot the destroyer regardless of the side of the island that they come around from, whether that's on the left or the right, and I should have the agility, thanks to Warspite's turning circle, to dodge most, if not all, of their torps. And on top of that, we've cleared out the ships at sea, and I can turn my focus to the ships on A, and there is the Gaida, right essentially where we expected. That's why I'm slowing down, because when they come around that corner, I want to make sure that I can keep them spotted and take them off the board. Come on! Do it! Do it now! It is purely an animalistic nature that destroyers must YOLO torp battleships, and so I've got the angle that I want. We see the smoke screen. I believe we're going to get on hydro here pretty soon, and that's what I'm going to note. Yeah, we're on hydro. Let's save this shot, because there comes some torps. That looks like 2 sets. And you know what? We're going to catch one on the nose and take a flood, and I am not healing it immediately, because you never know. You never know. If I'd healed this right here, and they are to ram me, which they may do, that might start another flood, and then I would be flooding for ages, for a good minute, and that would take away all my health, even though I can heal floods. But as it is, I'm just letting my guns load. I'm holding on, and I'm going to remove this Gaida with this Nick Salvo. Doesn't look like they were going to go for the ram, but hey, better safe than sorry. Hey, Ma, there we go. Now we can heal it, and now we've got our 2 ships sunk, and okay, now we don't have any more destroyers to worry about, because I am being a destroyer-hunting battleship. Now, by no stretch of the imagination am I on a Kraken hunt at this time. There's actually a few things going on that I'm not really aware about in this game currently. You know, I thought that we had cleared out the sea cap, and it turns out we have not, and my teammates that are over there are all going to get sunk by a mystery boat that is in reverse that will come back later in the game. But as it is, I've got 2 battleships down here to deal with. There is an aircraft carrier somewhere. I have no idea where they are. But because I still have maintained my position at B, I can flip this cap, and it looks like I've got pretty good crossfire set up for this Texas, and I believe it's a Fuso over on A right now. So I'm getting the gun swung around, I'm getting my position back to where I want to be while I get on the cap, and I'm just going to take some shots at these guys, and look how accurate those shells are. I mean, yeah, some of this is because my Andrew Cunningham is ranked up pretty high, but I believe the Warspite has a Sigma of 2.0, which is pretty good, especially at this tier. Alright, so what's actually going on in this game? The red team has flipped 2 caps. We are up on points, but I don't think that's going to be lasting too long, and so I'm trying to get on the B cap here while our carrier spots the red ships. And in fact, this is where we see the points flip. So now we are down by about 50 points, but I have good positioning. I never gave up the center, and while it did take me a little bit of time to be able to really deal with this cap, at least I'm alive to be able to do it. And that's why sometimes it's just important to stay alive, don't give up the position, just retreat into a more defensive position, and then you can move in when things are more favorable to you. And speaking of things going favorable for me, check out what appears right off my bow. It is the Ryujo. So in between reloads on that Texas, and before the Fuso can get their guns turned around, I'm getting myself pre-kited away once again, and in doing so, I'm going to be able to get all of my guns on the Ryujo, and we will be able to take them out of this game. Very aggressive play by the Ryujo. Not sure. I'm guessing their autopilot kind of got the best of them right there, and we'll be able to dodge that torpedo as well. So, okay, I have pre-kited my position. I'm trying to get this cap, and I've got all of my armor angled for both of these ships because they are approaching from the same direction. And if you remember back to what I said at the very beginning about this ship, it does have TIG old guns. It's got 15-inch guns, which overmatch, I believe, every battleship at the tier. Is there anything with a icebreaker? Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe one of the German battle cruisers. But at any rate, as these 2 battleships proceed to try and bow tank me, you're going to see once again why bow tanking is not a skill. But I've also said overmatch is not a skill either, but I will say this about overmatch. If you know that you can do it, it becomes very, very helpful. I almost have the cap right there. One of these days, I'm going to be able to get this cap. But at the same time, we will see the Texas turn into bow tank me. And as we've already determined, that doesn't do any good. And I'm looking over at the Fuso to see there. I'm trying to figure out my order of operations here first, right? I want to get rid of the Texas first. What is my destroyer doing right now? Well, they've made themselves visible, or they're about to, and, yeah. That is going to kind of change the way this game works. Now, watch this Texas. Watch what they do. They shoot the destroyer. Wisely. Right? See, people are learning this game. Right there, full salvo at the destroyer, they take them out. I'm thinking I'm going to get the Texas right here, and I do. So we have our 4 ships sunk, and now I'm a little bit unaware in this game. I am thinking, okay, well, this Fuso is my Kraken. That is it. That's all I need to do, and then we win the game. I have completely forgotten that there is an additional red ship after that. As such, I am not being incredibly smart with my angling right now. Of course, I'm going to run into the island too, because it's a tactical beach, right? But I'm going to be showing a little too much side to this Fuso because I keep thinking that this is it. This is the last ship. I just need to sink it. I've got way more health than they do. Let's get turned around a little bit. And, you know, we still managed to bounce the majority of that. And if I can get my rear guns around, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is going to be the Kraken. And that'll be the game. We're going to have quite the game. Oh, that was the bad angling that I'm talking about. But we are going to be able to pick up our Kraken here. I don't remember which one this was. It was like 400 and something. As I mentioned, this was a couple weeks ago. And this is when I'm looking around. I'm like, wait, why is the game still going? What? Where? Where are things? What? Oh, no. Oh, no. It is a full health Dunkirk. And, hey, our carrier went to the same school as the Ryujo. I gotta say, I'm still feeling pretty okay at this point because the Dunkirk, while it does have great penetration on those guns, they are small, so they cannot overmatch me. And the Dunkirk does not have very good armor. And so while our carrier sails broadside in front of them, I'm thinking, what's this Dunkirk going to do? As you see, I just hit them for 10,000 right through the bow. Are they going to focus me, or are they going to try and get our carrier? I think, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? I think they probably should have focused me, because the idea would be, well, once you get rid of me, I'm actually the greater threat here. I'm more of a threat than our carrier would be. And so if they had managed to get rid of me first, rather than focusing on our carrier, they probably could have gone around and still sunk our carrier. But as it is, that allowed me to get 2 full salvos into them, and now they are probably burning. And wisely, you know, I've got to be aware of this. If they ram me, then we will lose, because the red team is up on points. So I'm aware of this situation, but I also know that I've got a reload ready right here, and this is actually going to be our 6-pack in the Warspite. Alrighty, let's see the scoreboard. 3,042 base XP for a very good game in the old Tier 5 and the Grand Old Lady. And a GG to everyone involved. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you enjoy ships whose shells go where you aim, then give this video a like. If your destroyer has never even fired its gun before, then give this video a dislike. Questions, comments, you can leave them down below. And if you want to be there for next video, hold on a second, let's just check my inbox. No early patch notes yet. Well, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another, and we will talk then.